defy expectations of a pullback.
Yeah, I bet you're also bearish. Everyone was bearish this week, and we've really sent the bears into hibernation now with the data that's come out. And it's been a remarkable turnaround, Samantha.
In terms of this correction that was coming, were you expecting more of a pullback, or did you expect the markets to trudge ahead like they have been?
Well, I've been perpetually bullish and have come under quite a bit of attack for being so. But, what I have noticed is that there's been a reluctance for people to sell their shares or to lose their place. So while a few speculators have been taking profits, I don't think that has spread through to the broader investment community, and I'm talking from a global point of view. So we did see a little bit of a pullback last Friday and Monday. Everybody went into panic on the Chinese market for some reason or other, which I cannot understand. We're suddenly following China, which is in bubble territory. It's a very, very volatile market. So every time China went into negative, everybody, got nervous and started to sell. But even that is steadied. And as you mentioned in your introduction, there's been quite a bit of news today. Mr. Bernanke talking in Jackson Hole, which is an annual meeting that they have of Fed governors. He said that he sees the global economy beginning to emerge from recession, and also economic activity leveling out in the U.S. and abroad. And then we had the good housing sales. I mean, it's an exceptional number. Yes, admittedly, it's helped by all the liquidity in the banks, that the governments have created. But first-time buyers are taking advantage. Interest rates are low. And then, of course, it was supported by those numbers that you mentioned in Europe. So the Dow is up. The S&P is up. In fact, the S&P is at a new high, I think annual high. And our market followed.
David, let's take a look at some of the stocks and some of the companies that came out with the results this week. We had Grindrod. Grindrod is now sitting up more than 4% at 17 Rand 70. What was your take on their results, and do you think this company is worth investing in?
Well, I think at these levels, analysts are starting to turn mildly bullish, believing that with the improvement that we're seeing in the global economy, that you're going to see shipments increasing and rates. Shipping rates increase. It's a very well-run company. Of course, it came down with commodities. So, in fact, it's up 4%, and after its results, I think much better than people were expecting. It is one of the features today.
Now, some cautious outlook from BHP's CEO indicating that they don't expect some real clean demand and real demand to feed through into the economy until next year. So that also weighing down on mining stocks earlier in the day. What is your outlook in terms of this resource sector?
Well, I mean, resources are very strong today, particularly platinum counters. I suppose you have to respect what BHP bulletins say. They're the people who actually ship the stuff. But I think what Klopper said last week at the presentation, at his annual results presentation, was that the destocking or restocking, had taken place, and now it would follow, proper demand. I think, Samantha, as confidence comes into the market, as we start to get these better results coming through or these better indicators, I think that's going to create confidence, and the global economy will turn as confidence improves. So it's very difficult to forecast, but one can almost feel through the stock market that will in fact trigger a turnaround in the global economy. Not the V. Don't get too bullish. Don't put your expectations too high. But I think, considering where we come from, I expect things to be a lot better.
David, just a quick question. What stocks are your pick of the moment, and on what basis are you valuing these stocks?
Well, I can't change my mind because I gave in to Bronwyn on Tuesday night. So I still go for the China story. And, I'm still a buyer of Billiton. I still like British American Tobacco. I still like Richemont. I still think that, even though it's a luxury goods item, I still like them very much. And locally, I like shares like Tongaat, like Aspen. British American Tobacco is still my favorite stock. So it's very much the global stocks that are feeding either into Africa or into China. Locally, I still think our economy is under a bit of pressure, and I'm battling to find local stocks. But our international stocks still represent to me the best buys.
One quick question. The rand has been phenomenally strong. What do you think? Is it just risk appetite driving the local currency, or talks of the MTN Bharti deal? What's your take on this?
In fact, I think talks of the MTN Bharti could be a worry, because the longer they extend it, I think the more we're going to be worried. And if you've read certain reports this week, I think local portfolio managers are going to want a higher price. The rand is a direct correlation of the dollar. The dollar's under a bit of pressure, but that just shows you that the risk appetite is increasing. Investors getting a little more adventurous, coming into South Africa, snapping up our shares. I don't think it's doing us any good or any favors. It's certainly not helping the gold miners or the platinum miners. And I see Mustek came out with a trading update today, complaining about the volatility of the rand and how it's hurting them. So I think while we enjoy it, and certainly travelers enjoy it, I'm not sure that Industry South Africa really wants the rand at these levels.